So how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling better than yesterday. Yeah. I'm feeling good. I didn't get much sleep last night. I woke up, I had a moment where I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning and then was up till 6:30. Just started thinking about things. That kicked in that whole, like, okay, let's think about everything that I should be worrying about right now.
Yeah.
So, but then I went back to sleep and then I just slept in. It's been rainy today here, so I slept in till like 10 o'clock. So I feel okay. So I did get sleep. It just was broken.
Okay, I just changed the view on this. I like it better if it's just you, because when we're side by side, I find myself looking like I'm playing with my hair and I'm like, yeah. So it's better if I just can focus on you.
Gallery view. I like the gallery. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been waking up to around 2:33, something like that, having a hard time. I get up, I look outside because we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Your physical pain's better today?
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen because last night I started to feel better and I started feeling like everything leveling out inside of me.
Yeah.
So it's I definitely had a hormone switch.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to hear. Oh, you have a hot drink. I have to wait for my next hot drink. I try to have mine at 2 or 3, so I have to wait a little bit longer.
Right.
So yeah, I think this is super cool. I mean, the thing about podcasts is like finding someone who actually is interested in what you have to say.
Right.
You know?
Go ahead.
No, and so many people are doing the self-help thing or, positive outlook during all of this. So how do we know? I guess it's just more, we know what our things are and are separate and also common things.
Right.
That can be interesting to talk about.
Right. Well, and that was one of the things when I was thinking about doing this is that I was actually in the shower, I was thinking about this, and it does bother me. There's so much this positive self-help. Like, okay, we can use this time. What's our hustle? Right. And all I hear in my mind is, no, and I can't do it right now because it doesn't feel real. It feels like we have this real thing, a pandemic going on. We have a national emergency happening. People are dying, and it just doesn't feel right to then be like, okay, so how can we make people like take this time and do all these amazing and wonderful things? It just feels like that's here, and what's going on in reality is in front of us. And I feel like for us, I think the people that we would reach are the people that are feeling that, are like, all right, I'm in it and I'm just trying to get through it and maintain myself.
Yes.
Right. And try to do what I can on every given day, but not try to bring myself to this higher standard. I just want to stay, here and not elevate to a place where I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning and going for, a 3-mile jog and,
Well, and it's interesting because I know we talked about being authentic. And so we both, we read a lot of stuff and we look at our Instagrams and we look to see what people are posting. And, I have friends who are teaching yoga and I have other friends who are doing their yoga on Zoom, and it's great. But I think the majority of what I'm hearing is that for most of us, I mean, think about the people that you surround yourself with. They're relatively aware and awake and being real about whatever their struggle is from day to day.
Right.
And I'm glad this is just between us, but like I connected with someone new this morning on Cupid, actually, who's someone we had connected, like we were thinking, he was like, it was years ago, right? I'm like, well, it was at least a year ago. But it's funny to reconnect with someone. And he was saying how he's a runner and he's a professor and all these different things, but he's having a hard time motivating himself. And that's what I'm hearing a lot of people say.
Right.
So to your point about being authentic, you and I tell each other that every day, or we have a day where we don't talk because we feel like crap.
Right,
And
right.
friend, I can't talk today because I can barely, get myself off of the floor.
Right.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think that
I can't, right. It
yes,
just doesn't feel, because the people that I find myself listening to and really like, even if it's just a video, are people that are being raw and real.
yeah,
They're
for
in
sure,
it.
for sure.
Like I find that I'm tuning out, and I have a lot of friends who are doing a lot of amazing things, but I'm tuning out the people that are just in this, like, yeah, in that, like, and all the, just too, I don't know how to explain it, but just too up here, too in,
Too
yeah,
high, too over.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
just like, no, like I'm not there. I can't match you right now, like I feel like it's a time of introspection. It's a time
I
to look
agree with that.
inward and
Yes.
and slow it down, not rev it up, and just breathe through it and take it in because it's real. And
Well, and I think also my therapist used to say to be curious. So like when I think about how you're super creative, and in theory, I'm super creative, but to be curious and to observe how I think your creativity has actually really flourished,
Mhm.
where mine is like, I don't even want to look at my tarot cards. I don't want to look, I'm just like disgusted by them, which is
Right.
really funny because before this all started, I had my thing where every day or every night before I go to bed, I would look at tarot or oracle card readings on YouTube. And that was sort of a source for creativity for me
Right.
because I really wanted to learn it. And right now I don't know if I told you this, but I have an aversion
You
to
did.
that. I told you that?
Yep.
That one day I put the gesso down on my pages, haven't done anything since. Where you're doing these beautiful, you do your poetry, you do your painting. So to be curious about how it affects us, you and I are similar in many ways,
Right.
super creative, but how all of this has affected us differently.
Right. Right.
Very interesting. And
Well,
to share that, yeah.
well, I feel like for me, it's given me the space and permission. It's almost like there's a permission to be, I can be creative now.
Yeah.
I can do these things, and because there's nothing else coming in from all these other angles or being required of me. And in that, I've opened up, and it's allowed me that.
Yes.
I mean, for you, just from talking to you, I mean, I feel like you're sort of almost like, I would say, I don't know if lost is the word, or like just
Paralyzed.
yeah,
Paralyzed.
yeah. And so, I mean, interesting. A curious question for you is, in this, do you feel like you've given yourself permission to not do stuff? Like, have you given yourself that room yet?
I think I'm getting better about that. I'm sort of forgiving myself
Yeah.
for not feeling those particular things.
Mhm.
I'm proud of myself every morning. I have like a little indoor fitness outfit that I wear. So
Yeah.
it doesn't go outside, right? And it's hanging up on my door, and every morning it's like, put your workout stuff on. I have my little workout area over there, and I get to it every morning. And that's like, I'm super proud of myself. And the days when it hasn't been raining, I've been walking my 3 miles every day.
Right.
So that's sort of taking the room for me that maybe the creative stuff, and I know your weather's been, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You get on your bike, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to forgive myself. That's challenging, and I think that's one of the reasons why we became coaches,
Right.
so that we can practice that and teach others
Right.
to forgive themselves.
Right. It's true.
That looks like a very big mug, and I'm obsessed with it right now. It's like tea or coffee. Oh, it's so cute.
It's tea. This is from my.
Oh, that's adorable.
My mother has one that's very similar. It says
Daughter, mother.
daughter, mother. And
Adorable.
yeah, and so
And
we
it's tea, oh, very nice.
well, see, mine says mother, daughter, and so mine on the back says daughter, right? But hers on the back says mother.
That's adorable. You got it for each other? Like, where'd you
Yeah.
find it, or she got it for you?
She got me this one, and then I got her the other
That's
one.
adorable. That's so
Right.
sweet.
Yeah. So, and she's been using hers through this, through the quarantine. She told me the other day. She said, "I just want to let you know." She's like, "I've been using that mug all the time because I've been drinking so much tea." And
Oh my God.
I think about you every time. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's so sweet. I know you
Yeah.
guys are close. That's adorable.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yes. Yep. It is.
Really sweet. So, yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely interesting. What's your next creative project?
I still have to finish the crown for the
Okay.
painting.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna finish. And actually, there's a song that actually Sarah shared on Instagram that has to do. It's by Billy.
Eilish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's called this something crown. But it's all about like wearing this. I'm like, oh my gosh! And I listened to it today, and it just totally was like,
You clicked.
that's the song I need to be listening to while I finish
Oh,
the crown.
fantastic.
So I might actually, if not tonight, tomorrow day, I'll be working on that and trying to get that finished. So,
What day's tomorrow? Oh, right, tomorrow's Friday.
I know. I went through that. Yes, I went through that yesterday. Yeah, I was literally laying in bed. I told you. I was just. I'm like, wait, what day is today? And he's just Thursday. For a second, I'm like, it's Thursday.
It's
I'm
so
like, no,
weird.
tomorrow's not Friday because it would be Good Friday. And I'm like, wait,
Oh,
what day
right.
is it? So I'm like, what day is it? And then I'm like, wait, what was yesterday?
Oh my God.
Yesterday, and I was like, yesterday is Tuesday, so today is Wednesday, and that was literally
No.
the thought process.
It's so weird, right? It's so
Right.
weird. Oh, and I know it's Thursday because I just got a text from my drum teacher.
Right.
Zoom link. So there, I know. Oh my God. What do you usually celebrate? Would you go to a service for Easter?
Yeah, I would go to my parents' church. I'd meet them there
Yeah.
and go to that. And so, but I have stuff I need to drop off at my parents' house on Sunday, so I'm gonna stop by there.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and just with the mask and gloves and stuff. And I mean, what was the last time? Last Sunday, I just went to pick up the tree and the masks, and that was it. And before that, it was last Wednesday I went out. So I think it's and same with my parents. My mom just went to the grocery store the other day. So I'm like, in terms of possibility of having it, it's so low that we feel that it's pretty safe just to, do the same thing, go like hang out back, and spend a little time.
Is there a Zoom, will there be a Zoom mass? Maybe?
Well, it's a service. They they record it, yeah, so there will be a service, but I haven't watched them. I mean, it's not that important to me. I know my parents are watching it and they're like, did you see last Sunday's? I'm like, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a nice church, nice people. And, but I don't know. I do believe in God. My belief is more internal. Like I don't feel like I have to outwardly worship to feel connected.
Yes, I agree with
But
that.
there are moments though that I have felt like inspired to go, and I just, and that's probably maybe like a handful of times a year I'll just show up there, and it's more just to surprise them and just, and say hi to everybody there because people at my parents' church are wonderful, and it's good to know them because at some point when they do pass away, that's going to be the church, and it's nice to know everybody there because that's going to be a hard time. So
Yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And what else?
How was your Passover service? your Seder. I said it with a Massachusetts accent.
I love it. I say a wicked Seder.
Yeah, Seder.
Oh my God. Well, to quote my wonderful husband, what usually happens is we do our little gathering with the LA family and the boys in Arizona and me, and it's a fucking riot. And then I usually get annoyed with the LA family, hang up on them, and then call the boys in Arizona. And Shane is like, I'm sorry. And he's known me. We met in 1994. We got married in 95. He's like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but your family is fucking retarded. Which I know.
He went there. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's not a secret, and it's just funny because everybody, I mean, this is the thing about the video conferencing with a group of people.
Yeah.
Unless you establish ground rules, everybody talks all at once. And I just get annoyed. I never feel like anyone in my family is listening to me, and I just hang up and I just leave the meeting.
Right.
We were on for about a half hour, and my mom here, you have to look. My mom is always like this is what we see, or maybe this.
Oh my gosh.
So that's kind of a running joke.
Right.
And Shane and Julian are usually drinking a lot of beer, and so I'm looking at them and I'm just like, oh my god, this is my life, and I'm by myself, and everyone, I don't know, it's funny. So I lasted about, well, it was 40 minutes because Zoom kicks you off usually after 40 minutes. And we watched them do their wicked Seder, and I'm not, I'm like you, I'm Jewish by birth, but I've told you I'm much more Buddhist in how I live my life. I don't drink. I don't eat meat. I don't smoke. Right. I've never been promiscuous, although in my head I'd like to be, but I'm not. So I'm much more true to Buddhist teachings. But, I observe, and I think it's really funny. And to watch my niece and nephew and they do their thing. And my niece is well, actually, she was at the house last night, and she's bickering with her brother, and that was a riot. So, and then my nephew's wife is Israeli, so she did a lot of the stuff in Hebrew. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Netta, your Hebrew is so good, which is a joke because that's her native language. I'm like, wow, we've never heard it in Hebrew before. So it's just, the family